Yo, what is up, YouTube? It is your boy MMA Popaholic, and I'm back with another breakdown for UFC 281. As now, I am going to be breaking down Julio Arce versus Montel Jackson, as I think this is a complete great matchup for Montel Jackson and for us fans personally. As I think this is going to be I think this is mostly going to be on the feet. Montel Jackson, I'm actually reading the stats off of Uncle Weezy's Patreon, $5 a month. Everyone, please send that man $5 a month. It is the best $5 you will ever spend. Back to the breakdown. Montel Jackson is 5'10", and he has a 5-inch reach advantage in this spot, and Arce is at a 3-inch disadvantage, and he is at a 5-inch reach disadvantage as well. And Julio Arce is more of a counter striker on the feet, as he likes to wait for his opponents to walk in to throw, as he likes to throw a lot of straight jabs, and he doesn't really put too many combinations out there, as he does like to maintain his space on the feet, as he actually does have great striking defense. He has a 69% striking defense, and he's throwing 12 significant strikes per minute and only landing 4.74 with a 37% accuracy, as Montel Jackson is throwing 6 significant strikes per minute, and he's landing at a 55% clip, and he's actually only absorbing 3 significant strikes per minute. And his opponents, my bad. His opponents are throwing 3 significant strikes per minute, and he's only being hit with 1.34 per minute. And he's attempted 32 takedowns, guys. He's attempted 32 takedowns, and he's landed 25 of 32 takedowns. That's a 78% clip, and he's yielding over 36% control time. Julio Arce, on the other hand, has defended 17 of 18 takedowns, so that would make him at a 94% takedown defense. But when I go look at Julio Arce and the amount of times that people are trying to take him down in his fights, hold on one second. He only saw 13, and that was on his second fight in the UFC. So in his past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, his past 7 fight, guys. 7 fights, he's only seen 4 takedowns. And Montel Jackson has a background in Olympic wrestling. I'm pretty sure he tried out, but he didn't make it. But the man has the background, and I was watching the tape, guys. You do not want to be at range with Montel Jackson. Like, Montel Jackson's power is absolutely freaky for 135, and his reach with his height is just beyond scary, as Julio Arce is more of a counter puncher, guys, as I was saying earlier. Like, he wants to wait for his opponent to walk in, and Montel Jackson doesn't need to walk in. And Montel Jackson really has never been clipped, and I don't really think Julio Arce has the power in order to clip Montel Jackson, knocking him out. I would mostly, Julio Arce, like, he has faced guys, his level of competition is great, as he's faced guys like Saddam Young, he's faced Andre Ewell, Hakeem, Julian Rosa, Dan Ige, he faced Daniel Santos in the last fight. And look, guys, I'm not giving anything about Arce, but the only reason why he really dominated that fight is because Santos was in his UFC debut, and he fought his fight just with the forward constant pressure, just throwing a bunch of crazy looping shots. And that's what Arce wants you to do. He wants you to walk into his shots, because when you're walking into his shots, that's where he's most comfortable on the feet. And he will, if you try to shoot a takedown on him, which I've only seen it like 2 times, that he does like to take your back, but he'll try to take your back when you like try to get him up against the cage. But Montel Jackson guys, his hands are bigger than Daniel Cormier. He's like, his wrist control, guys, it's nuts. Like, he has extremely good wrist control, guys. Like, when I see the opponents trying to break the wrist control so they can like get up, they can't move, guys. Montel Jackson has a 35. He controls his opponents 35% when he's in offensive wrestling. Like, that is unreal. And to land your takedowns at a 78% clip is crazy. Arce's only seen 4 takedowns in the last 7 fights, guys. And he's at a huge reach disadvantage here. Jackson loves to use his reach, guys. He loves to sit behind his jab that produces tons of power. And he likes to use the check hook shot into the leg kick so he can wear down his opponents with their forward pressure so he can use and maintain his range. So I think this minus 200 price tag on Montel Jackson, it's I think it's a pretty good line knowing that like we're getting him at minus 600 for most of his fights, but we look at Montel Jackson's competition like JP Buys, Jesse Strader, Brett Jones, Ricky Simone, like the 2 fights that Montel Jackson has lost in the UFC is the complete different fight style that Julio Arce brings to the table. The 2 fights that he did lose Montel Jackson, I think it was mostly in the control time. If I could actually pull that up right now. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, he was controlled for over. Let me see. Controlled for 337 seconds against Ricky Simone, and then against Brett Johns, he was controlled for over. I think it was 600 and 500. No, my bad. 522 seconds, guys. So he's mostly being controlled in his losses, and Julio Arce only has 8% control time in the offensive wrestling. So he's only attempted 11 takedowns in 7 fights in the UFC. So it's like you can't really rely on that guy to go shoot a takedown. But we did see Montel Jackson in his last fight against JP Buys, which it scared me because this is when I was first like into MMA, really starting to understand the betting lines. I had Montel Jackson minus 650, and I don't remember who I had parlay with that card, but it was a sweat. And I remember JP Buys putting him in 2 extreme spots in this first round with the guillotine. And I have seen in Montel Jackson's career, if you guys watch the tape, like Brett Johns was able to get his back. And I'm pretty sure it was Montel Jackson giving up his back in order to try getting back up so he could try to slip him off his back with that crazy reach. Guys, if he does that with Julio Arce, that minus 200 is very scary because Julio Arce has a great rear naked choke, guys, and he knows how to work the opponent onto his back. Like, guys, just because he's not attempting takedowns doesn't mean he doesn't have a ground game. He has it for a backup game, but I don't see holes in any of these guys' game. The only hole I see in Julio Arce's game is his distance striking. As you guys go rewatch the Hakeem fight, he was I think he was maybe 16 of like 90 on distance strikes against Hakeem, who they had the same exact reach. They had the same exact height. And against Montel Jackson, like people just think Montel Jackson's known for his wrestling, guys. You guys watch Montel. I know it's Jesse Strader. I know it's JP Buys, but guys, he's physically destroying them. Like Montel Jackson has walked through every striker he's been put in front of. This is going to be his biggest test, guys. But I think he can really mix into wrestling. I think he can get control time, and I think he could keep up the range. Do I want to straight bet minus 200 on Montel Jackson? No, I do not want to bet that at all. I think that price tag, like if you guys like Montel Jackson and you guys like to bet heavy units on minus 200s, I don't mind it. But for me to throw heavy on a minus 200, I have to be I have to be 100% confident in order for me to throw 2 units to win 1. But Montel Jackson as a parlay piece this week, guys. Next week, my bad. We still got UFC Vegas 64 this week. We're ahead of the game right now, but I think that Montel Jackson as a parlay piece is a great look, and I am probably going to take a little poke on the Julio Arce submission, just in case, like if Montel Jackson's minus 200 price tag fails. And let's say I have a unit on like a minus 110 parlay, 2 fighters to win at minus 110 odds. I'm going to throw, if the Julio Arce sub, let's say, opens 7-1, I'm going to put 0.15 units to probably win back my money just in case he gets subbed, that I don't lose any money on the fight. So, yeah, I think two good looks on this fight. My two best bets are that Montel Jackson money line is a parlay piece, and I really do like the little hedge on the Julio Arce sub. But yeah, guys, I'm extremely hyped for this fight. I mean, this card is stacked. I still got 12 more breakdowns to do. Guys, drop the like button. I hope you guys like and enjoy your night.